The fishing news is brought to you by Interlux Marine Paint, Fanatics of Ocean City, Maxima Fishing Line, and Okuma.
Just enjoying a little bit of calm before the weekend storm, the 3-day Labor Day weekend. Unbelievable that it's here already. I'm Jim Hutchinson with the New Jersey Delaware Bay edition of the Fisherman magazine, and we did speak about this a few weeks ago. We did our live video forecast from the rocks at Barnegat Light. I said August always is the month that just goes so fast, and of course it did. The older ones are already back at college, the young ones getting ready to start grade school and high school soon enough, and if you're going to take advantage of family fishing, this is the perfect time, and maybe the last really good times to be able to do so for this 3-day weekend. Sort of like Sasha here, fishing with Pop-Pop. This video, you're going to love this one. It comes to us from Salty Water Tackle. Take a look.
It's going to be forever, Papa.
What's going to be forever?
This fishing.
You like it?
Forever. That's it, forever. That's what it's all about. I remember when forever started for me. It was as a kid, fishing from the Barnegat Town docks, biking down there, a mess of fish with friends, much the same as Juliana Arcabasio. The 6-year-old was fishing for snapper blues in the back of Grandpa Tony Maja's house, catching some of those snappers on the Barnegat Bay. Great opportunity to get down, old school, started, we get our start when we're young, take the kids out there, get a piece of spearing, some frozen spearing, and put those spearing on small hooks under bobbers, a nice tug on the line, plenty of snapper blues, and throughout our bays, a good opportunity, perhaps maybe get the chumpot and head out along a quiet channel, look for some of those spot. If you're gonna get geared up for the fall run of stripers, those little Cape May goodies, now's the time to get the kids out there helping you collect bait for the fall run. Our New Jersey field editor, Bob Misak, he tells us though, setting out the chumpot, good opportunity to load up with those blowfish as well. Finding blowfish, it takes a little bit of hunting around. Also check in with the tackle shops. If you're looking for a good place to anchor up for those blowfish, the tackle shops, always your best source of intel. Now, while you're on the beach for this 3-day weekend, those kingfish, they're whacking clam baits and also fish bites. Lackland here, he had blues and kingfish, and a wayward pompano came into the wash as well. He brought his fine catch into Surf City Bait and Tackle to check in. Also on the beach, you can expect a decent fluke bite. We do have a little heave this weekend, but those flukes should be piling on baits around the groins, around the jetties, and of course in those little sloughs. Aiden, John, and Gianni, they hooked up with a fluke at Island Beach State Park on bucktails and squid combinations, working those baits. Check back in with the folks at Grumpy's Bait and Tackle. Of course, most of those bigger fluke now are out there in the structure, out along the deep water. Ryan Holloman was out on Sunday, brought this 11-pounder back to Barnegat Light. Fine fish there. While Amy Nelson, she was fishing with her husband Craig and hooked up the other day near the fish factory in deep water near Slack Water. Again, that deeper water, cooler water, that's where you're most apt to hook up with some good fluke. Most of the bay action is pretty much hit or miss, if not entirely done. The inlets are a good spot, and again, getting out to those wrecks and reefs has been the best. They're also holding a few surprises, those reef sites. In fact, it's not often you're going to find a 2-pound, 10-ounce porgy on the Cape May Reef, usually farther to the northern part of our state. That's where Philadelphia's Jimmy McGinty was just the other day, checked in with Sterling Harbor Bait and Tackle. Of course, we've been talking about a lot of the surprises you'll find at the reef structure being mahi. Just found out from a friend about a 25-pound bull dolphin that was caught in Fire Island Inlet up on the south shore of Long Island, but also 25 miles out. That's where Tom Denacolo was coming back from Massey's, 25 miles east of Cape May, found some mahi around the pots, but also hooked up with this nice barracuda on a naked ballyhoo. Get out there on the offshore grounds, in the mid-range grounds this time of year, you never know what you're apt to find. We've got some good offshore reports that come through to us via the Big Jamaica, who said a big eddy, or an eddy, had just moved into the Hudson with big eye to 260 pounds and 50 to 80 pound yellowfin. While Captain Dave of the High Flyer out of Barnegat, he said he's finding false albacore and bonita out at Barnegat Ridge. Of course, our weekend offshore forecast doesn't look so good with that tropical storm that made its way along the mid-Atlantic coast. Most of our offshore fishing looks to be squat this weekend. Tough weekend offshore. Hopefully those fish are still biting when we get out there next week. Don't forget, folks, if you're working the wrecks and reefs in New Jersey, you don't have the 2 fish bag limit on black sea bass any longer. That is done. We don't have a black sea bass opening again until October 22nd. That's when we're going to get our 15 fish bag limit on the biscuits. If you're fishing in Delaware, of course, you still have your 15 fish limit. You have it all the way through September 21st. If you're looking for some inland opportunities this week, especially with the kids, there's a good old-fashioned catfish tournament being held in Browns Mills, New Jersey, this Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be a fundraiser for the Cookstown Fire Company. If you want some information on this catfish tournament, call 609-668-1288 for all the details. Also, don't forget our September issue is out. It hit newsstands, tackle shops, and probably it's in your home right now, you subscribers. It's our annual surf special. Helps us all get geared up for the fall run. And with the amount of peanut bunker and finger mullets stacking up behind our inlets, it's looking like it could be a very good fall run. We'll see. Hey, keep on fishing. As Sasha says, keep on fishing forever. And check in with us now.
The fishing news is brought to you by Intellux Marine Paint, Fanatics of Ocean City, Maxima Fishing Line, and Okuma.